Alright guys, welcome to the first video on this channel. If you guys do not know me, I've gone by several names online: CloaksYT, Sunset, and now Zani. And this is my Beyblade channel. I've been kind of contemplating making this channel for a while, probably since about Turbo, way back then. But now I just kind of decided to pull the trigger as Beyblade X has been very interesting. And I've been following the competitive scene a lot more than I usually do, especially back with like the end of burst shenanigans that were going on. And in today's video, or for my first video, I'm going to be talking about one of the biggest things in the competitive scene right now, and that's going to be Wizard Rock. So yeah, let's hop straight into the video. Alright, so a little history on the UX system if you guys are new to Beyblade X or just don't know much about it compared to the BX system. UX bays, instead of having metal prongs, they use plastic prongs, and most of their metal, or all of their metal, is usually on the outer ring of the bay, and that kind of gives them a change center of gravity. What in Wizard Rod's case, this increases its stamina potential. For Drawn Buster, you could say it kind of gives it better attack, but we're talking about Wizard Rod in this video. And what I mean by stamina potential is because of all the metal being on the outside of the bay. I'm pretty sure it has something to do with like inertia or like centrifugal force, but the bay is able to lose less stamina over time, so it will spin for longer. And then the Problem Child combo, which is 960 Ball, kind of just takes us to another level because Ball is the best, arguably the best stamina bit in the game, which kind of makes this whole combo just incredible for stamina. And then on top of that, Wizard Rod's weight being in, I would say, the upper echelon of bays, depending on what type of model you have, whether it's on the lighter or heavier side, it's still around 35 grams, which is pretty crazy. With Wizard Rod basically having really good weight and being the best stamina blade in the game, this kind of puts this effect onto the competitive scene where Wizard Rod is able to kind of destroy the rock paper scissors meta of Beyblade, or of the typing where attack beats stamina, defense, or stamina beats defense, and defense beats attack. Because Wizard Rod, with its heavy weight, is able to be a defense type on some combos and a stamina type on other combos. But just because of its weight by itself, you don't even need to use a defense bit because they're all pretty mid besides Hexa. You could just have it on Ball and it will still have amazing defense with the amazing stamina that it comes from, and this kind of ruins the meta. And I know I'm only talking about Wizard Rod in this video, but there are other bays that do this. One of them would be Phoenix Wing and definitely Tyranno Beat. These bays also kind of take up the ability to be all three types, which is very bad for the Beyblade meta. And we've seen this before in Beyblade where a bay can take up all three types or multiple types at once. My recollection of this is definitely Twisted Tempo. Because of its weight, it had good stamina, good defense, and it could be an incredible attacker, which kind of ruins the meta. Now you may be wondering how this bay, or how bays that can take up multiple different typings, ruin the meta, and it's not about how they affect battles, but when you're like building your decks and your bays, you have to build them with these certain combos, these like meta combos in mind, because with that you kind of you're limited to what you have to build for and build against. So with Wizard Rod being in a very high usage pick rate in a lot of tournaments, you definitely now are kind of more inclined to build on maybe attackers or just build your own Wizard Rod and hope you just win the stamina RNG. And this is pretty sucky. I know maybe it hasn't happened much with Phoenix Ring and Tyranno Beat, just because Wizard Rod is a lot better at stamina. But those bays also, you kind of have to build your deck with them in mind because they are pretty prevalently or pretty much used a lot. I don't know about Tyranno Beat. I know Phoenix Wing is though. And when you have to build with something in mind, you have to build against that. It kind of limits what you are doing. Because if you're building against to go against 1 out of 3 bays in one person's deck, then it kind of messes you up and you kind of lose the flexibility that you're supposed to have with the rock paper scissors system. Alright guys, so I know for the entire video I have been talking very negatively, I guess, about Wizard Rod and this whole meta thing, but if I'm gonna be honest, there's nothing wrong with a strong meta or meta Beyblades. There's always going to be something that is meta, and that's just inevitable. But the things that are kind of the reason why Wizard Rod is such a problem, in my opinion, is because it's very prevalent in the meta because there's really no counters to it, at least as of right now, as there is hope for the Beyblade meta. Whale Wave looks to shake up Wizard Rod's dominance as it is going to be 38 grams, which I think is its lightest. So we could be getting a 40-gram layer or not layer, blade. And then Phoenix Rudder is about the same weight as Wizard Rod as I've seen. And I have to look at testings. I have to get mines in. Mine's coming in like 5 days on Monday, but I won't be here. Be on vacation, so I won't be able to review it for you guys until like the end of August, so it's kind of gonna suck. Same thing with Leon Crest. But we're getting some all of the upcoming bays and the newest bays are kind of are a step in the right direction, and are definitely going to shake up the meta. I know Leon Crest is very promising, and the meta looks to be changing. So there is hope for the Beyblade X meta, and I just hope that in 4 years, when we're at the end of X, where it's super in depth, like a GT layer system, I just hope we don't come down to another Spamina meta, because that's honestly what stopped me from Burst. Because the best parts were locked behind random boosters. You had the Hamut core, and everything was just left spin, stamina. Attack was very, it wasn't really that prominent. But there is hope for X, and that's really it for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.